How's it going, YouTube? I wanted to do this rant real quick, just to keep content going, and I wanted to call a distinction between racism and white supremacy, and why we really need to start talking about the difference, and to another extent oppression, but that's another story for another time. So, recently I got in a feud about a month ago. I got in a feud on Facebook and lost a few friends. And they ditched me or threw a tantrum about me because they threw a tantrum over me saying that you're not anti-racist so much as you're anti-white supremacy. They took it as a defense of white supremacy. Let me explain something to you. Racism is defined as antagonism, discrimination, or prejudice directed at someone based on their race and based on the belief that one's own race is superior. And this is typically, but not exclusively, directed at minorities. Anyone of any ethnicity can be a racist. Only white people can be white supremacists. Only white people can be what. The point is, white supremacy is when white people adhere to racist values and beliefs. I would not be the victim of white supremacy because I'm predominantly white. Mostly white. If I was to mention that I had some Hebrew ancestry, I'd probably get some shit. But Hitler himself had a little Hebrew ancestry. So, I kind of get what a lot of people say. As long as you keep your mouth shut, I keep my mouth shut, white supremacists would never know. But, that's aside the point. Alright, any ethnicity can be a racist. And I think I should do a rant about Malcolm X because he's one of the more underappreciated or misunderstood figures of the civil rights era. And I'll always hear people say, oh, Malcolm X was a racist. Oh, he was a black supremacist. Oh, he was part of the Nation of Islam. Yeah, but he was kind of assassinated because he blew the whistle on the Nation of Islam, disowned and disavowed them. Because it's a whole new story. I'll do a whole rant about that. But yeah, Malcolm X wasn't a terrible person. He did what he thought was right, and when he tried to do the right thing by blowing the whistle on the Nation of Islam, which is a primary and perhaps the best example of black supremacy, the Nation of Islam turned and assassinated him. For those of y'all who thought he was assassinated by a white supremacist, no. It's kind of, the tale of Malcolm X is a good bit more tragic than a lot of people understand. But I digress. But anyway, I'm always sick of hearing elitist, upper middle class white people saying, you've never dealt with racism, you can't be a victim of racism. No, I can't be a victim of white supremacy unless I outright admit, hey, I got some Jewish ancestry. That's the only way it would happen. I can be a victim in a city like Baton Rouge. I can be a victim of black people. I mean, black people being racist to me, or black supremacy. And yes, there are a few black supremacists, mostly of, what's that group? Black Israelites. That's probably the most predominant black supremacist group in the Baton Rouge area. And but most black people I've run into a few of their rallies, and these around town, and usually with my black friends, and we just look at each other, roll our eyes, and keep walking. And because I'm with my black friends, they start harassing him. It's like, oh, you're hanging out with that dog molester. What's with ethno-nationalists and bestiality? Like, seriously, Nazis like to claim black people created AIDS when they screwed a bunch of monkeys in Africa. Evangelical white Christians like to say, hey, Muslims rape camels or some shit, and these black supremacist types like to say white people molest dogs. I don't get it, but like, what's with racist people and bestiality? What the fuck is the KKK doing? Do they got like a gerbil in their ass under the hoods or something? Okay, I think I've done. Okay, Alright, I think I've made my point and ended it on a bit of a humorous note, and I guess we can end it here. I think. So, peace the fuck out, and remember, Epstein didn't kill himself.